All right, let's dive into a really fascinating idea about control today. It comes from this philosophical text that presents something kind of wild and definitely counterintuitive. The idea that the best way to get a real grip on your life isn't somewhere in the middle, but actually at two totally opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, who hasn't, right? You know that feeling where it seems like you're just being pulled in a million different directions by things outside of you, and your own voice just gets lost? It's super frustrating, but it's a completely human thing to feel. So what if the way back to feeling in control isn't what we've always been told?
And this is where we get to the core of it all, the central paradox. The text argues that there isn't just one path to getting your inner authority back. Nope, there are two. And what's wild is that they seem to be complete opposites. On one hand, you have this idea of total, absolute surrender. And on the other, an unshakable, fierce conviction. So let's start with the first one, the path of surrender.
Okay, path number one, total surrender. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds a little passive, maybe even weak. But the idea here is that it's actually about tapping into this incredible source of strength and resilience by doing the exact opposite of what you'd expect, by letting go of that need to control everything yourself. So the key thing to get here is that this isn't about giving up. Not at all. It's a very conscious choice to detach from your ego. You know, that part of your brain that just craves control, that wants to micromanage every little thing. Think about a top athlete who's in the zone. They're not overthinking every single move. They're letting their instincts just flow. By releasing that desperate need to control, you paradoxically free yourself from being controlled by it. And the source material puts it perfectly. The real battle is always internal. When you can surrender the outcome, you basically cut the strings that your ego uses to pull you into anxiety and fear and frustration. You stop fighting the current, and instead, you learn how to just navigate it peacefully. And this right here, this is the ultimate goal of that path. It's this deep, profound sense of humility. This recognition that you are not the single, all-powerful architect of your own universe. And whether you see that as a spiritual belief or just, accepting that life is unpredictable, this full acceptance leads to this unbreakable sense of inner calm. Okay, now let's completely flip the script and go to the other side of the spectrum. If surrender was all about letting go, this next path is about holding on with a certainty so powerful that it becomes its own force of nature. This is what the text calls the path of unyielding conviction. Now, this is so important. This is not blind faith. The source is really clear about this. This conviction is forged in the fire of your own experience and backed up by solid reason. Imagine an entrepreneur who has just meticulously researched their market down to the last detail, or an activist whose own life has created this unbreakable commitment to their cause. It's a deep internal knowing that you've earned, and that becomes the absolute bedrock for everything you do. I mean, wow, what a powerful image, right? This isn't just some idea you entertain. It's a belief that completely consumes you, that burns through your entire soul. When your why is that powerful, all the external pressure, all the doubts, they just turn to ash. And that is where its power comes from. And this is the payoff. When you reach the peak of this path, you basically become immune to manipulation. You know, all the games people play, the deceit, the clever arguments, they just don't work on you anymore. Your foundation is just too solid. You can stay calm and completely focused on what you need to do. So, here we are. We have these two roads that seem like total opposites, letting go completely on one side and holding on with absolute certainty on the other. How on earth can they possibly lead to the same place? Well, let's break that down. This comparison really lays it all out, doesn't it? Total surrender gets its power by detaching from the ego's need to control everything. It creates this kind of reactive resilience, where you can handle whatever life throws at you. Unyielding conviction, though, does the opposite. It strengthens the self so much that it becomes a proactive foundation for shaping your own reality. You could say one is like water and the other is like a rock. And here is the beautiful synthesis, the whole point. Whether you become so fluid that nothing can get a grip on you, or you become so solid that nothing can move you, the result is exactly the same. You are freed from the control of other people, from the chaos of the outside world. And that full control that you felt you lost, it comes right back to where it belongs, inside you. So that leaves us with one final question, and this one's for you. Now that you've seen these two paths, the path of water and the path of rock, which one feels more true to you? Which one resonates more with your own journey to find that inner freedom? Just thinking about that might be the first step on the path itself.